Get out of this disgusting place, you bitch. Who do you think you are, sitting and eating here? I'll teach you your damn place. The men yelled as they attacked the woman. Not knowing she was one step ahead, tea all started at the Oakwood Grill, a bustling downtown eatery filled with chatter and the clinking of glasses. Alicia Thorne, a black woman in her early 30s, sat alone at a window table. Her calm posture contrasted with the suspicious stare she drew at the bar. Two men nursed their drinks. Blake, burly with a thick beard, leaned toward his friend Vance, a tattooed man in a baseball cap. "Look at that," Blake said loudly. "What's a black woman doing here, sitting like she belongs?" Vance chuckled. "Yeah, shouldn't she be cleaning dishes instead of acting like she's equal to us?" Alicia ignored them, eyes on her coffee. Blake, annoyed, scraped his chair back and loomed over her table. "Hey, bitch," he growled. "Who do you think you are, sitting here like you're our equal?" Vance joined in, smirking. "Bet she doesn't even know how to read the menu. Maybe she's pretending she can afford this place." Blake sneered. "People like this shouldn't even be let inside." For the first time, Alicia looked up. Her expression was steady, fearless. "You're mistaken," she said calmly. "I have as much right as anyone to be here." Her poise unsettled them. Blake jabbed a finger toward her face. "You should be scrubbing floors." Vance leaned closer, whispering mockingly. "The only right you people have is to clean up after others." Alicia's fists clenched. "Enough. I won't let you disrespect me." The men laughed, feeding off each other's cruelty. Blake forced her shoulder back into her chair. "Sit down, bitch." The room grew tense. Customers pretended not to notice, but whispers spread. A young waiter, Leo, approached nervously. "Is there a problem here?" "Yes," Alicia said quickly. "They're harassing me." But Blake cut her off. "Of course there's a problem. This woman came in here ruining our peace with her presence." Vance nodded at Leo. "You'd better throw her out before it gets worse." The waiter faltered. He knew Blake and Vance's reputation. With a mumbled excuse, he retreated, leaving Alicia alone again. Blake smirked. "See? Not even the staff wants to help you." Alicia's eyes hardened. "The problem is you can't stand that a black woman carries more dignity than you'll ever have." The insult struck home. Blake's face darkened, his grip tightening on her arm. Vance pressed her shoulder, his nails digging in. "And if we don't let go," he whispered, "then you'll regret it." Alicia hissed. Vance shoved her, spilling her coffee across the table. Blake leaned close, breath hot with anger. "You don't belong here." Alicia's voice rose. "You're cowards. Both of you." Their fury snapped. Blake yanked her arm. Vance pinned her shoulder. Around them, silence thickened, yet no one dared intervene. "You picked the wrong person to mess with," Alicia warned, her voice trembling with controlled rage. Blake laughed cruelly. "And what are you going to do, huh?" Before he finished, Alicia twisted her wrist free, jamming her elbow into his ribs. He grunted, doubling over. She spun and smashed her fist into Vance's jaw. His cap flew as he staggered backward. The restaurant froze. "You messed with the wrong woman," Alicia declared, her voice cutting through the silence. "I'm a Marine. I know exactly where to hit." Blake wheezed, stunned. Vance groaned on the floor, clutching his face. Alicia grabbed Blake's collar, slamming him against the table. He struggled, but her grip was iron. Vance tried lunging, but Alicia's kick met his shin. He dropped, howling. The crowd gasped. "Look at them," she shouted, her voice echoing. "Two cowards who feel strong only when attacking a woman. Two pathetic men who thought they could humiliate me because I'm black." Blake trembled, his bravado fading. Vance mumbled curses, still dazed. "You'll regret this," Alicia said coldly. She pulled out her phone and dialed. "Yes, I'm at the Oakwood Grill. Two men assaulted me. Sent a patrol." Blake's eyes widened. "A patrol?" "No, you can't." Leo and another waiter finally stepped in, holding Blake's arms. Vance tried to rise, but was forced back down. "You can't do this to us." Blake snarled, veins bulging. "We're regulars here." "You're nothing but what?" Alicia interrupted, eyes blazing. "Say it." The restaurant buzzed with uneasy murmurs. Some patrons lowered their heads, ashamed. Blake faltered, rage choking his voice. Vance spat weakly from the floor. You think anyone will believe you? You think the cops will side with you? Alicia glared down at him. I don't think. I know. The sound of distant sirens began to wail, faint but growing. Blake's face paled. Vance shifted uneasily, sweat dripping down his temple. The entire room held its breath as the flashing lights drew closer. Vance stammered. This isn't what it looks like. But the sirens in the distance said otherwise. The restaurant froze. Every eye stayed fixed on the unfolding scene. When two officers stormed in, Alicia pointed without hesitation. They're the ones. They attacked me. I have plenty of witnesses. The officers didn't pause. Blake and Vance were forced against the wall, rights red as cold steel closed around their wrists. The two men, who had strutted with arrogance minutes earlier, now stared at the floor like criminals. One officer turned to Alicia. Ma'am, these men will face charges of assault, violence, and racial discrimination. Your testimony, and that of the witnesses, will be crucial. Alicia's breath was uneven, her body trembling with adrenaline, but her voice cut with clarity. I don't just want charges. I want the world to know what they did. Dragged toward the patrol car, Blake and Vance no longer resembled predators, but cowards finally cornered. Alicia's gaze lingered on them for a moment, chin lifted before turning away. Ma'am, an officer added softly. If you prefer, we'll take you in another unit. You'll be more comfortable and kept informed. Yes, she replied firmly. I want to see this handled the right way. As she stepped outside, the restaurant remained silent. Waiters and diners lowered their eyes, guilt spreading across their faces. Alicia faced them with a voice that carried like a blade. Today I had the training to defend myself. Not all women do. Next time you witness something like this, don't sit still. Intervention can save lives. Her words echoed like a verdict. Shame colored every face. Adjusting her purse, she delivered one final blow. Cowardice is guilty too. With that, she stepped into the patrol car. Days later, the courthouse overflowed. At one table sat Blake Salgado and Vance Gomez, their bravado extinguished. No laughter, no mockery, only pale faces and restless hands. Opposite them stood Alicia Thorne, resplendent in her Marine uniform. Her posture commanded silence even before the gavel struck. This court now opens the case of the state versus Blake Salgado and Vance Gomez, charged with assault and hate crimes, the judge announced. Defense lawyers whispered desperately to their clients, but the men squirmed like trapped animals. The prosecution wasted no breath. Footage from diners' phones lit up the courtroom screen. Everyone saw it. The men surrounding Alicia, spitting insults, shoving her, until she fought back alone. Each clip nailed their arrogance deeper into the coffin. It is clear, the prosecutor declared, these men attacked Ms. Thorne solely because of her skin color. She defended herself, while others stood by in silence. This was not just aggression, it was hatred. Alicia took the stand. She swore the oath, then locked eyes on her attackers. They couldn't hold her gaze. I ordered a coffee. They decided I didn't belong. They called me less than human. When I stood my ground, they laid hands on me. Her voice struck like steel. Yes, I defended myself. I had the strength, but they thought I was an easy target. They were wrong. Men like this are a danger to society. The courtroom hung on her words. The judge's voice broke the silence. After reviewing evidence and testimonies, this court finds the defendants guilty of physical assault, verbal assault with racist motivation, and disturbing the peace. A heavy pause fell before the gavel came down again. The sentence, 6 years in prison for aggravated assault and hate crimes, plus fines and mandatory re-education. Vance muttered, "This can't be." Blake pressed his lips until they bled, but bailiffs closed in. Their fate was sealed. Alicia rose. All eyes turned to her. She spoke not just to the guilty, but to every silent witness in that restaurant. Justice has been served. But hear me, next time you see someone humiliated for their race, gender, or any reason, don't look away. I had the strength to fight. Many do not. Silence kills too. Her words pierced deeper than the verdict. She stepped out, Sunlight struck her uniform. She knew the battle was won, but the war against hate was far from over.